I gotta do a little musical motorcycles here and get the Ruckus out. Start on the uphill. Got some little bike action right there. It's a cruiser of some sort. Probably wants nothing to do with the power under this thing. What's going on, guys? Welcome back. Motonosity here, and bringing you guys another 5 things I hate video. This time on my 2016 Honda Ruckus with the GY6 swap. If you're unfamiliar with the scooter, we did a little build series on it back in I don't know, I'm not even going to bother trying to remember what it was. Yeah, we did a GY6 swap. The GY6 comes as a 150cc, and then we did a big bore kit on it. This thing is 171 cc's right now, putting out like 75 horsepower and doing about $120. No, I'm just kidding. It's it can squeeze out 70 something. I don't know. Go watch the video. I'll link it down in the description with the top speed run on this thing, or on the little card that's popped up on the screen right now. Honestly, don't know how much horsepower this thing puts out. We should probably put this on a dyno. But no, I've done several of these videos. I did one for my R1 back when I had that. I did one for the R6, and you guys really like them. Some people don't. Fair warning, a little heads up on these videos, you know, before you watch them. If I truly hated the bike, I wouldn't have it. I would have gotten rid of it. These are more of kind of like little nitpick things that I don't like about it or that bug me a little bit. Without further ado, these are the 5 things that I hate, or kind of strongly dislike but deal with anyways, about my Honda Ruckus. Probably should pick up a little. I mean, I have gas. I kind of want to run through this. Like, this is okay. This is not the first thing I hate. Actually, you know what? We're just going to jump into it. Let's just jump into it. The first thing that I hate about this thing, and I didn't show it when I first got on the bike, is you got to go through a little something when you want to start this thing if you haven't been riding it since, oh no, like this morning. Here, I'll drop in a little clip here.
Why did it start? How did it happen? I never met.
So what you just saw there is me blowing into the gas tank to push gas through the lines into the float bowl, because it like drains really easily. Now, the problem that you got with the Ruckus that you don't really have with other bikes is that the tank is down here, and it's got a really tiny fuel pump right back here, down by these yellowing tubes right there. And that little fuel pump's got to push the fuel up these tubes, like straight up these tubes to the carb. Now, it can do that, and it can do it fine. The problem, though, is that I did a battery swap on this thing to a lithium battery that is geared towards cranking power. So it cranks really hard, like it provides a lot of power on start, but if you're cranking for a long period of time, it's not going to last very long. So the fuel pump can push that fuel up there, but it takes a little time. So by the time you finally get the fuel up there, you've drained your battery, and then you can't start it. Oh yeah. You know what? I kind of think I've driven through here before. Y'all know, if you've been watching the channel, I have my tree tunnel back in Austin. I loved riding through that area. You got some nice curves, and you just dive into this tree-covered area. It's so nice. And I found a little spot. I mean, it's not the same, but it's kind of similar. But There's so many different little spots like that here though, because there's so many trees. By the way, if you're new here, you're just like dropping them on this video. I just moved here to the Atlanta area in Georgia from Austin, Texas, so just getting used to things. How fast are we going? Oh, can't register. 45, baby. But yeah, that kind of reminds me of point number 2. Another quick point. I know I keep rambling, going off on tangents. This is about my Honda Ruckus, not about the Honda Ruckus. So some things are relevant to a Ruckus in completely stock form, some things aren't. This thing is not as nimble and not kind of like just shenanigan silly fun as the stock Ruckus. A lot of people hated on the Ruckus when I first got it, and there's a lot of people that when I finished the Ruckus were like, man, when I first saw that you got a Ruckus, I was like, this dude is stupid. Why would you ever want to have a Ruckus? It's so slow. You can't have any fun on this thing. And then when you finished it, I was all like, man, this is the coolest little scooter that I've ever seen. But in the process, I kind of lost some of that silliness that you get with the stock Ruckus. And it's not that this isn't fun, it's just a different kind of fun. It's really cool to be so freaking low to the ground and have something that can hit 70 miles an hour, and it's just like freaking little, if I black this thing out, like freaking the Dark Knight bike. What is that thing called? Does it even have a name? It's fun. It's just a different kind of fun. With the stock Ruckus, it's a much shorter wheelbase. This thing is slammed and it's stretched. The stock one is, you know, you're sitting taller, and it's got kind of knobbyish wheels on it. By the way, now that I'm thinking of it, I need to mention, because a lot of people brought it up in one of the last videos that I did with this Ruckus. The popping that you hear is not an issue with how the idle is set or anything like that. It's because the gas is old. This thing has been sitting for over 2 months. The carb needs to be cleaned, and I need to put some new fuel in here, some of that fuel stabilizer stuff that like makes things better. I don't know. Back to my point. Stock Ruckus, taller, not as long, much more nimble, and you can just be stupid on that thing because it's freakishly nimble, and you can just kind of toss it around. This thing is a little bit more delicate, if you will. Should we get a little top speed run? Is there anyone behind us? Any cops? I'm not quite sure what speed I'm going because I didn't set up my ram mount. That is freaking nice, bro. It's for sale? Oh, leave a comment if you think I should buy it. I don't know how much it is. I'll have to come back. Number 3, one of the things I hate about my Honda Ruckus, it's not so safe, especially in its current trim. See, now if you have the stock Ruckus, it's not that bad because it can barely hit 40 miles an hour. You're not really taking many chances on that thing. You're just going to be riding around the city. You're not in much more danger than you would be on a bicycle, which granted is sometimes a little bit dangerous, but it's not a big deal because you can't go that fast, so you're not really going to put yourself in a lot of situations where you can get into trouble. But with this, it can now push 70 miles an hour. It can hold highway speeds easily, so you're more likely to get yourself into situations that are kind of dangerous. And on a bike this small, that is the biggest problem with its safety. This thing is so low. Now, I haven't pulled up next to a Lambo, but I would guess that I'm about as short, if not shorter, than a Lambo. The bike itself obviously is. Me sitting on it, maybe in full tuck, I could be below the roof line of the Lambo. I don't know, Lambos are stupid short. With the freaking trucks and SUVs that the majority of the people have here in the United States, at least in the South, you're hard to see, and that is an understatement. People have to be looking for you in order to see you. Oh my gosh, I need that garage. Their garage is bigger than their house. That was insane. I could do so many builds. This one too. What is that? The people out here have 4-car garage. That one is a 5-car garage. Oh my god, this is my dream. Large property, nice house, big old garage. Now number 4, and I hesitate to put this on here because it's not so much a problem anymore, at least I don't think it is, now that we've gotten taken care of, and that's reliability. And again, this is for my Ruckus, not a stock Ruckus. Stock Ruckus, you can friggin', people that, like, it's like with any scooter, you get people who like don't really care for their vehicles, and they don't really think that they have to care for it, and so they get it and they never do any oil changes, they never put in new gear oil, they never maintain any of the parts, but they just keep running. This, on the other hand, pretty much everything on this scooter has been replaced, and a lot of it has been replaced with better parts, but it's more performance oriented, and when it's more performance oriented, you gotta care for it a little bit more. So yeah, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know there was a very long period of time where I wasn't riding the Ruckus, and that's because I just couldn't get it to run. I had a stator go out, I had a fuse connection go bad. What else was there? I don't know. If you want to go back and watch some of the videos, I got a playlist with all the like the build stuff on this thing, and if you watch like the last like 5-10 videos or scroll through those, you can probably see like some of the problems that I was having. But there's a lot of little things that I got to get cleared up. The biggest issue though was something was wrong with the wiring harness that I had. I don't know if there's a grounding issue with it or what, but we replaced or checked everything else that it could have been other than the harness itself, and nothing fixed it. And so Ryan from the Ruck Shop, he took a brand new wiring harness for this thing, and he went through every connection, got rid of things that I didn't need, and improved just about the entire harness itself. And ever since, there's been no problems. We got it tuned up perfectly, attached a wideband sensor to the exhaust, and got it tuned. The carb is set perfectly. When it has good gas and a clean carb, it idles super nice and starts just like that. But before that, it wasn't. And so that's why I hesitate to put the reliability in there, because it's not a problem with the stock Ruckus, and it seems to no longer be an issue with mine. But man, when it runs, does it run? Got a Shell station, and we'll stick some new fresh gas in here. Let's just hope I can start this thing after we fill it up. This thing is so dirty. I apologize. I haven't washed it since we got back to got to Georgia. And we hit some crazy bad rain on the way here. You gonna start for me, baby? Oh yeah, there we go. Gotta ride for a bit, get that new gas pushed through. Alright guys, that is 4 down, 1 to go. Number 5 on my list of things that I hate about my Honda Ruckus. Oh man. Alright, you know, this one, I think I'm gonna have to stop for this one. This thing that results from this thing having so much torque, it's really unreal. And if you watch the videos that I've done where I've raced this thing, the 2 times that I raced this thing, from a launch, this thing kind of slips up sometimes if you really hammer on it. There's so much torque that the clutch, it seemingly just slips right off the launch because it's got so much weight to push and it wants to turn so hard. And I think it's kind of associated with the kind of like start throttle feature that the Ruckus has, because it doesn't have a clutch lever, like there's no gears that you're switching. So with the Ruckus, there's like a certain range of throttle that you can turn without it actually moving, and then it'll grab and it'll start moving. I think it might be associated with that. I could be wrong, I'm not sure. So this thing's idling like a dream right now. Just gotta get some nice fuel in there. I do want to clean out that carb though. It really needs to be cleaned. Oh, I should have done it right there. You see, it's not accelerating. But if I let go, that's the problem. That is probably the thing that I hate most. It's just so weird, and that's why I think it's kind of associated with that, because it's when I start from a stop. But if I just slam on that throttle, it like starts to slip and then it never wants to grab. Now there's a few things that I can do to kind of alleviate that if I'm like in a race or something like that from a dig. One, not launch so hard, like edge on that throttle and ramp up. And the other thing that I do is kind of give a little push, like push off with my feet when I launch as well, so that it's not trying to push the full weight of the bike when I launch. So with the combination of those two, I never have a problem. But if I'm just not thinking about it, or I'm getting like a little too eager with it, it slips up, and then that race is shot, because with something like this, you're not gonna like make up time. Always got to keep moving on this thing so people can see you. All right, we'll do a bad launch here, or at least I'll try to do a bad launch. And see, and then come off. There we go. Back on, and then we got it. It's just very weird to me. It's not really a big deal. It's just something that you got to think about. But that's it. That's 5 things that I hate about my Honda Ruckus with all the mods that I got on it. If you want to know everything that is done to this bike, you can check out the mods video down in the description, or check out the playlist for the entire build series that we did on this little scooter here. It was a lot of fun, had a great time. The playlist, I think, is almost going to hit 5 million views, so I'm pretty excited for that. If you want to get any of my merch, you can get that at motonosity.com/shop. Let me know what you want to see for the next video of the things that I hate. I still haven't done one for the R3. I haven't done one for the CRF, and well, I'm not going to do one for the Grum just yet, because, well, you guys have been awesome. I've been Motonosity. Remember, life's better with horsepower. Keep life lived, and I will see you guys in the next one.